what I have to do. Duh. There we go. Looks like we are now live. Okay. Give me a second to get a drink on here. What I have to do. Duh. There we go. Looks like we are now live. Okay. Give me a second to get a drink on here. What I have to do. Now tonight, as my wife and children sleep, I will have my cake and eat it too. Tonight. Let me kill the sound here just a second. As my wife and children sleep. Must be open somewhere else. Oh, it's open to places. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Cheers. This is a strong zero mixed with protein drink. And I gotta tell you something, it tastes terrible. Kind of ruined it. I usually have protein. I have protein mix with almond milk. You can't buy. Not that much thus. How you doing? Hey, the Red Value. How you doing? How you doing, guys? I just came back to the gym after about a 10-day break. Partly because of Corona, partly because I'm busy. As I mentioned before, I was substituting for a teacher. And I had to do a lot of preparation for that class. A teacher who apparently has some kind of something related to cancer. I don't know. So I usually have almond milk and protein shake, and I mix it with, and I pour it on my cereal. Yeah, but I wanted to drink. So I thought that's a lot of calories. So I'll just, I'll mix it up. But to be honest, I think the almond milk doesn't have that many calories. But it was a mistake because it tastes bad. So I won't do it again. Maybe I have to add something else. I did it before and it tasted okay. I think it's okay if you add bananas or strawberries. But I can't remember. Anyway. I'm not vegan. Of course I'm not vegan. That's crazy. Why would I be vegan? That's nuts. Oh. You mean the almond milk? I understand. No. Here's a proper strong zero. Hi everyone. Nice to see you all. Let me say hello real quick to everyone. The ass kissing must begin. The competent man. All hail Victor. The faithful have gathered to await the arrival of the great one. Hey, hi Erin. Oh, Erin. Erin, I think lives in Nagoya, and she has a baby. I think. Is that the same Erin? Taiga Tapia. Good to see you always, man. Hey, Nico from the Red Value. Nico from the Red Value makes excellent videos. They're really good, but he hasn't gathered the patient audience yet. So if you have patience, check him out. I think a lot of you guys put up with me because I've slowly, you've watched me for a long time, so you forgive me for these long ass videos that I do. Not that much, Tess. You look familiar. I think you had a different face before. Or a different name before. Don't quite recognize it. So tiny. The Thetan guy? The 4-ton 3 guy? I don't know what that is, but how's it going, man? Shinigami Yagami, the angel of death, is here. Let's see. Strong zero protein drink. Yeah, that's gross, man. Yeah, it was gross. I became lactose intolerant later in life, I noticed. So, Kabu Genkyo, what is it? I can't quite read your kanji. It's that's, I believe, stock, then the kanji for money in Chinese or base in English, in Japanese. And then I can't read that last kanji. What is that? Kyo? Not border. Hey, C-Cross 04, how you doing with your what's it called? Keto diet? How's it going? Oh, Aaron, you used to live in Nagoya. Oh, I see. But we never crossed paths. Odie Jr. Odie Jr. Are you the Trump supporter, Odie? I forget. I think we're really friendly, but you might be the Trump supporter, which is okay. Though I should block you, but just kidding. The Peaceful Cat, good to see you. Your cycling skills are crazy. I'm surprised you've not been run over yet. I've had 3 motorcycle accidents. 1 was my fault. 2 are not. And by my fault, I mean my tires were a little slick and it was raining. And I assumed the old lady that was driving ahead of me would let me pass, and she didn't. The keto diet is kicking my ass. Thanksgiving kicked me out of ketosis. Yeah. Oh, shit, that sucks. Queen Dany Targaryen. This is an example of someone who disagreed with me. We had a very negative back and forth, but in the end, she proved herself to be a sane person. Or maybe I did. And we came to understanding. And now I think we're on very good. Well, I like her. She likes me. I think it's a woman. I don't know. Whatever. So Ellen Page, that's her dead name, has recently come out as a transgender, and her name is now Elliot Page. And that's always been one of my favorite actors, I guess. All this time, he was an actor, and I didn't know. I always thought she was really cute. She was in that movie about getting pregnant in high school. I forget what it's called. Juno. I think it's called Juno. I think she was in Juno. She came out a lesbian a year ago. I think she came out a lesbian a long time ago, like 2016 or something. But anyway. But I think it's cool. Though at the same time, La Bamba, I'm still around. Yeah, I haven't died yet, La Bamba. Such positive people. Are you still around? Yeah. There's a guy from Monty Python who recently went on Twitter and said he wasn't that interested in transgender, and he hopes everyone is nice to them, but he's really not that interested in it. He's got other things to worry about that he thinks are more important. Aaron Connolly. Aaron, hey Victor, hope you're well. Love the cycling videos. Good. I've heard a little bit about Godfather 3, and only that they've changed the ending of the murder of the Godfather at the end, I think. I used to live in the Lower East Side of New York City, and I used to play pool in dives, like real dumps, places that had dollar beer, like maybe $2, the most expensive thing they had. Lower East Side. I lived on a block where to get to my house, I had to pass another house from my apartment building that was open 24 hours a day, selling heroin. I love the Umbrella Academy. I think she's still in season 3. Or he. I have to say he now. Hey, no worries. Barber88 contacted me after the last video. If you haven't seen, it's kind of a blog video. So if you guys like, I think it appeals to even you guys. It's not a pure ASMR video, but my last video on my Give Me a Flickman ASMR Japan channel is doing really well, like 30,000 views in a day. And most importantly, Barber88 Dora, that's his shop. Dora is the guy's name. He contacted me and said, hey, I watched that video and I really liked it. I think you should make videos like that where you tell a bit of a story. Yeah, so anyway. Well, New York, the Lower East Side was always a dump. But what was the point of that story, though? F word. I forgot what I was going to say about that. Except that, what was something someone said? Oh yeah. So Godfather 3, and one of the pool halls that I used to go to, I played pool with that guy who plays the killer in Godfather 3, where he tries to kill. Remember the young guy? He's oversleeping sleeping at his girlfriend's house, and this dark Hispanic, like Puerto Rican guy breaks in and he shoots him. And who played the up and coming gangster in Godfather 3? Really famous guy, but it was one of his first movies. I gotta look it up now. Godfather 3. Maybe you guys can answer quickly. Can anyone answer quickly? Oh shit! Just a minute. I just realized something. I may drop out for a second. I'll be right back. Just a second. Does that make sense? Okay, there we go. Okay, good. Test. Is this working? Oh. If you haven't seen The Godfather, then you really got to watch The Godfather. Good evening. Hey, how you doing? Flargen-Yargen. Hincha pelotas. You remember that? That's funny. I've always had sideburns. Hey, this is Japan. Is this the guy who is stuck in America because he went home for a funeral and then couldn't come back in because of COVID? This is Japan? Anyone? Yeah, please answer. Andy Garcia. Andy Garcia. Yes. So he tries to kill Andy Garcia. Where's this? This is Japan. Is he answering? Maybe he left. Okay. Anyway, the guy who tried to kill Andy Garcia. This is stupid. Now that I tell you this whole story, I played pool with him when that movie came out, and it was really cool. And everyone was like, "Hey, that's the guy in Godfather 3." Yeah. So whatever year, I think it was after, whatever year Godfather 3 came out, that is the year 1990. Yeah, that makes sense. So it must have been right before I came to Japan. Yeah. Hey, so today, let me just give you my report today. I'm trying to improve my pull-ups, which are my weakest. I can do like 4 pull-ups, like overhand pull-ups, right? Okay. Andy Garcia was in Black Rain, yes. Well, that's right, but I think he was in Black Rain later. Which was first? I think he was in Godfather first. Let me check. He's a badass now, but that's when he was young and handsome. Now he's getting old and chubby like me. Let me see. Oh, he's in Bolico. He's in a bunch of shit now, man. Let me see. It would have been 1990s. The Untouchables, he was 1987. Stand and Deliver, 1988. Internal Affairs, 1990. The Godfather, 1990. What was it? Well, I can't even find the movie that you've mentioned before, but Black Rain, 1989. Okay, he was in Black Rain the year before Godfather, so he was still up and coming then. Hey, Chris Johnson. Anyway, no big deal, except he was cool. I haven't seen him since then, that guy. He doesn't appear in a lot of things. So I paid for live with StreamYard, but I haven't done anything about it, like changing the bar above and below. Yeah. So let me get to this. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, hold on. Just a minute. I'm trying to figure out how to use this. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Overhand pull-ups, yeah. Overhand pull-ups are the way to go, says Ed James. I agree. I can do 7 or 8 underhand chin-ups, but the overhand pull-ups are really tough. So today, I'm trying a new kind of progression system where I just do 2 every minute for 15 minutes. And then I do 3 slow reverse or eccentric pull-ups. Really go down, take my time, 20 seconds, right? and I feel good. And then I did the bench press, and I haven't done the bench press in a little while, about 10 days. But I did 90, 95, and 100 for 5 reps. I warmed up, and then I finished it off with 200. I don't know what happened to Kanagen. Then I did 60 kilograms, 20 times. Yeah. What happened to Canada Gym? Please tell me. I cannot resist. Although I do think she is insane. A good tip to train back: keep thumbs up over the bar. Are you talking about pull-ups or bench press? I don't bench press. I put my thumb. I'm holding. I do this with the bench press. With the pull-up, no, I hold it like this. Yeah. Is there a train from the international airport in Nagoya to the city? Yes, it actually runs near my house. In fact, that's one reason I moved here, because my wife used to. Yeah, I don't believe that, Christopher Christensen. Oh, Tomoko. There's a person I used to know very well, but she's too busy for me these days, ladies and gentlemen. That's okay, I understand. She's moved on to bigger, better things, and she's in better shape than me. So I can still drink her under the table, though. So tell me the news about Canada Gin 3. You said, what's the latest? Something happened to her? She went crazy after having fallen in love with a half Japanese, half Pakistani. Oh, that's old news. But nothing really happened. Do you think Japan is a little overrated by weeaboos? Yes. Do I do yoga? No, but today I thought about Tomoko as I stretched. Yeah, I was doing my pull-ups, and in between pull-ups, I would just bend down and stretch. And I was thinking, I'm gonna really try to stretch hard. Hey Vic, the real Godfather Jvlogging, the OG. Yes, thank you for. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. Does anyone say that anymore? I'm still making videos, man. I'm still making videos. Let's see. So much yoga. Yeah. Tomoko's pretty impressive with her yoga stuff. But I got to say, Tomoko, you got to get a better background. Because the background that you take all your pictures on Instagram, you got that air conditioning unit out there. You got beautiful Tomoko on one hand, and then the air conditioning unit. Yeah, that's not good. That's like me taking a video in a kitchen. It's just not good. I brought up Kanajin because she was simping hard for Japan by pretending to be Japanese, but now she's simply hard pretending to be Muslim. I don't have any Knob Creek. I have. You know what I did? I'll show you what I got in just a minute. By the way, these are my pajamas. Just a minute. Just a minute. These days, I'm drinking early time. Yeah. And strong zero. Early time and strong zero. Yeah. Yeah, she did destroy her channel. That's the thing about her, that's her only redeeming quality. I mean, no, that's not fair. I mean, the only thing that makes me think that maybe she's not faking the Muslim shit is that she destroyed that channel. You know? Like, why would you do that? That's an amazing income maker, but yeah, I don't know. Who knows why? Whatever. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's not why I just wanted to get on and talk to you guys and present a kind of interesting idea. A couple things I want to just talk about openly. One of them, the New York Times and the idea of fake news and how it's overtaken our society. No, FA, a lot of people have talked about her, but mostly, see, here's the thing about, I don't like talking too much about her because I honestly think she's crazy. So, like, no, seriously, like, I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be insulting. I think there's something like nuts there. Yeah, I've interacted with her very little, and the little interaction I've had is just like really nutty shit, like crazy. So, yeah, I mean, so I wouldn't attack her, but I think, yeah. I will tell you this. Apparently, she's back in Canada. There's a lot of talk about that. So if I think she's pretending that she's still in Japan, but she's actually still in Canada, right? Did you see the UK approved the COVID vaccine for Pfizer? Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I had a great day. I'm off this week in the mornings. I teach a business class in the mornings and I'm off this week. So, Tomoko, you know where I work. Don't mention where I work. It's a secret. I work for a big company in the mornings teaching businessmen. And I don't have classes this week. Every like 6 weeks or so, they take a break. I don't know what they do, but they're less than enthusiastic students. Let's put it that way. Honest question, Victor. Do you think you would have found success in the U.S. doing the job currently you do or not? I would have been a professor had I gone back. My original plan was to go back and be a professor. Teach English literature. I have a knack for it. Oh, Orlando, Alberto Vasquez. ¿Cómo estás in Orlando, Florida? And I'm not a success, FA. So found success? I work my ass off. I got my nose to the grind. What's it called? Grindstone. So I have a house. I have a car. I have a 20-year-old bicycle. I have all the computer equipment I need. I'm fine. But I'm not a success, so that's bullshit. And I'm not a weeaboo, and I'm not a lover of Japan. I am the kind of person who is in love with life, and I just happen to be in Japan. So for me, I love everything that is around me, and I find everything interesting. So, do you enjoy what you do for work? Partially. Honestly, I wish I could just make videos. Sorry. But even like teaching videos, I wish I could just make videos. But everything takes time. I just can't find enough time. And then, like tonight, I could be making a video, but here's a couple things I want to talk about. New York Times. A lot of people keep saying that they offer nothing for the conservatives anymore. They're just a liberal rag, and they're making all their money through subscriptions recently, which they say means, some people argue that because of that, the New York Times will only print what they think their subscribers want. But I would say that economic liberty, or having all those subscribers, gives them more stability, so they can print the news, what is good, right? So I'm kind of disturbed a little bit by the fact that so many people buy into this it's fake news kind of shit. Everything's fake news. Why no 2.5 voyages? Oh, we're just too busy. Yeah. Also, we've done it for a while, and he's doing his son. He prefers to do his Sunday night thing, and that's okay with me. I'm kind of busy with the kids. So, he does his thing. So Trump brilliantly introduced this idea that you cannot trust the news at all. QAnon is not really a thing in Japan, though. However, my brother, who also lives here in Nagoya, says he saw some QAnon people at the station handing out flyers and pro-Trump stuff the other day. So I was like, well, that's amazing. Anyway, I'm trying to find any information that actually shows that the New York Times is unfairly biased. Of course it's biased, but the thing about the New York Times that's very different from Trump is that if they make a mistake, they correct it. They print a correction. And there's actually a correction link that the New York Times is constantly updating for any slight corrections. Any corrections they do, they correct. Josh Park, good question. Do Japanese prefer Biden or Trump? A lot of the men here prefer Trump because they perceive Trump to be a hardliner regarding, let me They perceive Trump to be a hardliner when it comes to North Korea and China, and they don't like North Korea and China because Japanese are generally nationalistic when it comes to those countries, right? So a lot of Japanese I know prefer Trump, and they bought into the idea that Biden is weak towards China. But I've looked into it. I cannot find any evidence that shows Biden is any weaker than Trump. I mean, there's pictures of both of them having drinks with the president of China, so I don't understand where that comes from. I think again that's just bullshit that Trump hasn't been able to sell to his base, and people repeat. Only let's see, only neocons and morons look down on the New York Times. Yeah, see, I'm always willing to accept that I might be wrong, so I like to look at the other side's argument, but I can't find any evidence that the New York Times is actually wrong. Hey, Michinchin, how you doing? Anyway, let me see. It's based to the Democratic establishment and against progressive Democrats, huh? Well, progressive Democrats are a little bit extreme. Most people. Here's the thing about progressive Democrats that I don't like. Bill Maher kind of pisses me off, but Bill Maher makes one good point regarding Democrats, and it's that they like to champion causes that nobody gives a F about. Like, should prisons pay for transgender operations? Like, that's like 0.01% of the population, 0.001%, if that much. It's like not important. And going back to our friend, let me see, what's his name? Monty Python. What's the guy's name? Members. There he goes. John Cleese. I believe John Cleese. Was it John Cleese? John Cleese. I think it was him. Not interested in transgender. And they call it transgender bashing, but it's not. John Cleese, yeah. Trans folks, yeah. He says, I'm afraid I'm not that interested, he said. And where are we? I lost my, let me just close some shit up here. Let me get rid of some windows. I have too many windows open, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. Let me get rid of some poop here on my screen. Oh, okay, there we go. So John Cleese recently wrote that he's afraid he's just not interested in the topic, you know. And people are like, oh, that's anti-transgender. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's just, you're just not, you know. How can you really be interested in something? I mean, it's naturally human. There's people dying in Somalia nobody gives a shit about because, you know, we're not from Somalia, so nobody cares. That's natural. Gimme, is Japanese politics as toxic as Western media portrays? No, not at all. Japanese people are mostly apathetic. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Yeah. Bill Maher is a liberal elitist, totally out of touch with the everyday voter. Maybe, but it doesn't make him wrong. Doesn't make him wrong. But he's wrong about vaccinations. He likes to think, well, we don't know about vaccinations, so maybe they're right. Yeah, John Cleese is a liberal, and he doesn't care about transgender rights. And most people don't care about transgender rights. And I'm not saying that they're not a group that we should protect, but that's one of the things that bothered me most about Trump is that he seemed to concentrate on shit that nobody gave a shit about. Minor stuff that affected a tiny percentage of the population, like toilets. Like, come on, how many times is you know, worrying about who's going to go into the toilet? It's not really an issue. Mo neruji kanda oyasumi matane. Okay, Tomoko's going to sleep. Everyone, Tomoko sleeps in the nude, I've been told. So put that into your heads. Goodbye, Tomoko. She can speak English. Who are you talking about, FA? What do you think of Random Yoko? She's a Japanese Trump supporter. Random Yoko is an interesting person. But yeah, she says shit that doesn't make sense. Like, she thinks her opinion is more valid because she studied politics. So that means everyone who doesn't agree with her, including people who studied politics, you know, it just doesn't make sense. When people say your opinion is invalid because they studied politics more, or you're getting your information from the wrong sources. Well, you don't, you know, nobody knows nobody knows what the right sources are. Here's what I think. Anyone who worked with Trump face to face on a day-to-day basis and then comes out and tells you that he's crazy, we should probably believe. And if you don't believe them, then there's something kind of wrong with you. Yeah, that's what I think. So, of course, it's very possible Trump is actually a genius. He got away with paying only $750 in taxes. I guess that's smart. Oh, time for some more. But everyone who has worked with him, for him, will come out and tell you he's a mess. So, random Yoko was married to a political PAC, so whatever. Yeah, my wife's name is Yoko, and she's Yoko. She was very friendly with me in the past, but she was friends with that whole Fukuoka group of foreigners that I didn't really get along with. I didn't get along with most of them, and it wasn't because I didn't like them. It was because they didn't. Well, one Michaela for some reason had something in her butt about me. I don't know what it was. And they were friends. So, did you start YouTube because it was good for your mental health? I really enjoy your laundry vlogs. Yeah. No, I started YouTube because I was bored and I suddenly had a lot of time. I used to be a social butterfly. And suddenly, because of, I've told this story many times. I feel like it's boring at this point, but I suddenly decided to detach myself from the current, my current social circles. And because of various things that happened, I recently gave drinking away. Why are you drinking still? Do you think of quitting? Are you sure you're not drinking anymore? Because I'm not thinking of quitting. You look like you're typing drunk or something. I quit every couple of weeks for a week or so. I take like a few days off. Anyway, yeah. So, but many years have passed since Michaela was mean to me. So maybe she's a nice person now. Who knows? I don't know. I don't really think about it. Do I use a Mac or PC? I use a Mac. I don't use a PC. But I wanted to also talk about. No, let's go through these comments a little bit. I think Trump was the worst president ever. Yeah, I do too. But some people don't. Obviously, 75 million people voted for him. I will tell you something that I do agree with. I saw that the campaign manager who was fired in July came out today or yesterday and said that he thought Trump would have won in a landslide had he shown just an ounce of sympathy. And I completely agree. I agree. I think he would have. It's amazing that Biden only won by 7 million votes. I mean, it's amazing that 75 million people voted for Trump. I just don't get that. He lies right to your face, and people just think, I think I'll still vote for that guy. Now, Biden lies too, but not nearly as much as Trump. I mean, it's like I've said before, serial killer level and shoplifter level. This is Trump. This is Biden. Okay, they're both liars, but Trump makes Biden look like a shoplifter compared to what he does. So anyway, and I do think that Biden at heart he's experienced enough pain in his life that I think he can sympathize with people. Losing his wife and daughter in a car accident in the 1970s, and then his son dying a few years ago, to the point that he didn't even want to run for president. Because he could have given Hillary a run for her money. Anyway, so FA, going back to FA, question: did you start YouTube because it was good for your mental health? I didn't start for that reason, but I discovered later that it was very good, and then I became much more confident in who I was, because when I came to YouTube, I had lost kind of my identity because I was so lost in my role as a bar owner. I owned a bar, and everyone knew Victor, who owns Red Rock. with other people, but he's one of the owners. And I was there the most. I would work at the Red Rock Bar at night, 4 days a week, and I was also the manager of the Sushi Cabaret Club, the really good rock and roll band here in Nagoya. They had communication problems, so they needed me to help facilitate their gigs. And suddenly, I did not have those things anymore. Within a month, I lost both for various reasons. I don't get into the details. I've made videos about this before, but I suddenly found myself with time, and I started making videos. But when I first lost those things, I felt really lost. Like, who am I if I'm not those things? Of course, I'm an English teacher, but what else am I, right? And now, thanks to YouTube, I don't identify as female anymore. Just kidding. Going back to Elliot Page. Now, I don't identify myself or define myself by my job. I think I'm just Victor now. I'm just Victor. But I also wanted to talk about that a little bit. For example, regarding friendship. Well, I mean, we're not going to get anywhere with you're not. I'm sorry, guys, but you're not giving me any interesting conversation regarding this, the New York Times, and whether they're actually biased or not. So, you're off the hook there. Yeah, Bill Mayer, Robert Ryan. Let me say this real quick. Actually, we do know about vaccinations. It's proven that they're actually safe. Arguments otherwise are mostly junk science. Yeah, so I agree with Robert Ryan completely, but Bill Mayer, for some reason, is like, well, maybe. There have been. Well, I mean, people. Here's the thing: people don't like what they don't understand. So when something goes wrong with your child, you want to find a way. It empowers you to be able to explain it, and to be able to say that, oh, it must be these vaccinations that did it. I'm slouched over this table here, so let's see if I can elevate this computer a little bit. For you to, if you can say, there we go. If you can say to yourself, oh, it must be the vaccinations. That's why my daughter has autism. Then it makes you feel better, even if it's complete bullshit. People make a correlation that's just not fair, not scientifically backed up. And there have been really weird cases. Like there was this one woman who had like 4 children, and every single one of them got autism, and she just assumed it was the vaccinations. And when you see that, because it happened after the vaccinations, but naturally you want to make that correlation, but that's not necessarily fair. The other things could have caused that. So, but at the same time, it could be that one case in a billion that the vaccinations actually fucked up her kids. However, as we know through science, vaccinations basically help society. We almost got rid of polio. Well, we did get rid of polio because of that. Almost got rid of the measles because of that, but now it's coming back. So, let's see. The Competent Man got a link to the story. There are horrendous stories coming out still. One story of a UPS driver drove bins of 288 ballots from New York to Pennsylvania, all filled with Biden. Yeah, The Competent Man. Well, where are those links? I haven't seen any. I mean, here's the thing. If those stories are true, it's going to come out. But so far, there's been nothing presented in the courts. So, and if you're getting your news from a completely right-wing conspiracy site, then as biased as the media is, they're not all going to lie at the same time about the same thing, because it's just not in their interest. If the New York Times finds some story that they want to bury, let's just say, just to play devil's advocate, and the Washington Post or something, or is that one, the one owned by Amazon, Washington Post, they find one. They find the same story, and they think they're not going to correlate, like, okay, nobody published this, they're going to try to outdo each other, even if it hurts them, because they got to sell papers, right? and they're not going to be undone by some right-wing conspiracy site blog, you know. So anyway, what does someone say here? I butchered my own question. I heard you need, what does it say? I heard you need to contact 2 separate countries if you want one internet package. I don't know what you're talking about. That's the wrong cup. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I still don't understand if you change it to company, so. Hola, Torok. Let's see. Yeah, there's been no real proof yet shown that any, and even Bill Barr, who's an idiot, a scumbag, and a very dishonest person, he's come out and said, and one of Trump's strongest supporters has come out and said there's no proof as of yet. So what do you want? I mean, come on, give it up at this point. Okay, well, salty 6 months. Oh, good. Let me see. They are active. Rachel and June, yeah. Actually, they uploaded recently because they gave me a shout out. I put them in contact with the person, 28mobile.com. 28mobile.com gave me this iPhone 12, and I love it. iPhone 12 Pro Max. And he said, do you know anyone else? And I contacted them. I said, you guys want to shout out this site and get in exchange for an iPhone 12. That's basically how it works, you know. But I got to tell you, man, the iPhone 12 Pro is beautiful. Now, and from what I hear, the iPhone 11 is also really, really good. Let me share my screen with you. Application window, this one. Hope I don't show anything. Okay, there we go. You see that? Cool, cool, cool. This way, no, this way. How do we do it? Okay. There's the whole, okay, there we go. There I am. So this is, let me just show you guys some shit, man. When did I get this thing for the first time? Pretty recently, but I've already taken like billions and billions of pictures. I think I got it around, when did I get it? No, not there. I think around here. Yeah, this is it. This is when I first started getting. I started. Oh, I look pretty buff here. What is this? This is just me experimenting. Okay. So the thing about the iPhone 12 Pro Max and 28mobile.com, by the way, is that it shoots 2 settings: HDR, high dynamic range, and regular. And with HDR, editing is kind of a bitch because you've got to tell your editor that you're going to edit in this format. Otherwise, the colors are kind of weird. They're kind of soft. You know, these guys are doing a TikTok or something. But let me just show you some. Let me see if I can find some of the photographs. These are videos and I took. Here's my daughter. Oh, look at the. This is gross, but look at the quality, man. Look at the quality of that. Isn't that amazing? It's so vivid. The colors are so vivid. So these are my son's kabutomushis. Yeah, it just does a great job all over. Oh, we went to a Cento there. Nothing that special, but just, yeah, look at these pictures, man. Anyway, I'm not gonna bore you too much, but the quality is just amazing. This is okay. I'll do one thing. Check this out. Look at this. This is gorgeous. This is the video. Oh, okay. I'll show you one more thing that I'll stop. I'll skip up and show you some choice pictures that I took. The iPhone 12. Just this. Oh, they're not in this computer. Why not? Why not? Oh, for some reason I guess I didn't download them. Oh, library. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, check this out. This is with the portrait mode. Really nice pictures with the portrait mode. I'm just testing it, so I'm not smiling or anything. And then the light's amazing. Really beautiful. Look at that. Just gorgeous pictures there. And that's unedited. Those are completely unedited. But today, I'll show you the last thing. Today, I took this video. Look at this. This is a bird from far away. Just so you can see the. This is the bird here. You see that there in the middle? And then I did the zoom for the video. I got this. You can see the bird. I probably could not have taken that with a. Yeah, I'm sure I could have taken that with a regular phone. So the zoom on the iPhone 12 is just amazing. And you take really funky pictures. See? Those are my kids. Just really funny pictures you can take with it's got a fisheye lens. So you can take really funny pictures like this. And then the portrait lens like this. Really nice. Okay, that's enough. Anyway, sorry to bother you. It's great. Conspiracy theories are the dime store novels of today. Yeah. So the other thing, how long have I been on? I'm still drinking, so it's good. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about was a kind of a weird negative thing. No, maybe not, but I got to read what Brandon said, because Brandon Neve, you're hilarious. COVID is a hoax in part, or the great reset of humanity. Is he joking? He must be joking. Victor, what happens if people at a Japanese company go home at 5 on a 9-to-5 job and not stay 5 hours afterward? It really depends on the company, FA. A lot of companies are not as strict as people say. When you read those stories of people working on death, those are like, that's not, I think, normal. But because they're so dramatic, that's what people remember the most. So, hey, with the limited hours with COVID, oh, here we go. Here's a question here. Let me just close this here. Remove, okay. So this is the question. With the limited hours with how limited hours are with COVID still shutting down parts of Canada's economy, do you think it's a good idea to fight for more hours for more? I can't understand that question. With how limited hours are with COVID still shutting down parts of Canada's economy, do you think it's a good idea to fight for more hours from my workplace? I don't know. Where do you live? I suppose you live in Canada? If you can survive on less, then you should survive on less. How about that? If you can stand staying home, then stay home. That's what I would say. Honestly, I think the best thing we should do is we need to shut down the country solid for a month and find out who has COVID, throw them in the hospital, track them, find out who they've been around with, establish a curfew, nobody goes out, and just don't F around for 1 month and get a handle on this thing, right? After 1 month, right, see how it's going, see how how the numbers have fallen, and if necessary, do another week and then play it week by week until it's done, and then you can reopen, But I would say keep the country closed. Anyway, so people say, well, people are going to suffer. So yeah, so that's why the government should give the people who are in risky industries economic help. So if you're in the hotel or restaurant or tourist industry, you should get some stimulus checks, yes. Kikanje Thomas, I completely agree. Yes, exactly. Warrior Wimp, good to see you, man. Warrior Wimp, ladies and gentlemen, send him good wishes. He's been battling cancer and he's doing better. Is that right? You're the same guy. I hope this is the same guy. I think it's him. Yeah, the American lockdowns were a joke. So GB Great Britain just declared to be the biggest live test for the vaccine. If it goes right, yeah, get vaxxed. If not, yeah, GB gone. Yeah, it's amazing to me that people go into restaurants or in stores and like, I have a medical condition. Like, come on. If a doctor can wear a mask for 12 hours when he's operating on you, you can wear a mask for 40 minutes as you're shopping, you know. So, yeah, C Cross, as you can tell, she's a nurse. She knows they have COVID. COVID is crazy. COVID's, really hurting the country. People are dying. I'm terrified my parents are going to die. My parents are in Florida, and Floridians are, the Florida man. That's all I have to say. I'm worried that they're going to catch it. Okay. The last thing I wanted to talk about, which I haven't gotten to, is something kind of, like I said, kind of positive, kind of negative, but I was thinking about friendship. I think I've been let down by friends so many times. Why didn't you ever go to live in South Korea? It's equally well developed. FA, all these questions. When I came to Japan 30 years ago, South Korea was not that well developed. Okay, I went there and I checked it out. It was kind of a shithole, but it was interesting. I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't nearly as well as good as Japan. And I wasn't interested in South Korea at all. Like I grew up on Toshiro Mifune and Akira Kurosawa movies. Okay, so I have no reason to be interested in South Korea at all. Even now, I'm not that interested, except this girl I dated once. Excuse me. My wife is still sleeping now. Anyway, yeah. So about friendship, I think I've been burned out by friends so many times that it's made me kind of not scared, but Peru is a shithole right now. Amy name, yeah, Amy Name 322. I heard it's really bad down there. My parents tell me a little bit. They keep in touch with their Peruvian friends. So I was born in Peru, but I don't really know what's going on down there. Anyway, I just wanted to float a quick idea. Let me see if I can get this idea out. Friends are not important. Yes. However, friendship is important. And you might think, well, isn't that like, aren't you saying contrary things? Isn't that hypocritical or something? No, I think you can be a sincere, friendly person and not have long-term friends. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I think I used to depend a lot on Ellen Baron. No, I'm not from Puerto Rico. No, no. People think I'm from Puerto Rico. When I was in New York, everyone said, go back to Puerto Rico. When I was in Florida, people would say, go back to Cuba. When I was in Texas, people would say, go back to Mexico. But I wanted to offer you this to people out there who are feeling lonely. As you know, suicide rates are up in Japan, like double. And some people think, oh, see, that's why we should not worry about COVID because it's hurting people and they're going to commit suicide. But it's like, that's ridiculous. You can deal with both. You can help people who are lonely and dealing with suicidal thoughts, and you can fight COVID at the same time. You don't just give up on one. But, if you're lucky, you have a good family, and you have good family relationships. If you're not, like some of you are not, and I'm not on good terms with all my family. I don't want to get in specifics, so they might see this and I'll get a lot of shit for it, but everybody knows. So if my family's watching this, I'll know. But I will tell you this. I love my parents. And dogs having sex? What are you talking about? Any name? Does someone have an icon of two dogs having sex? I don't see it. Oh yeah, that's a picture. Yeah, any name has a picture of two dogs having sex. I just realized that. I apologize. I didn't even notice that. Okay. Here's the thing. I think you can exercise social skills that are sincere with a revolving group of people that are not necessarily long-term friends, but that you actually can care about and can treat as if they are. I don't think it's necessary to have a long-term friendship to have these kinds of interactions. In the past, I will say, so you might say, oh, Victor, you're just jaded. And it's quite possible that I am. In the past, I've had friends that I thought were really good friends who betrayed me. And I've felt hurt by that. But recently, I guess, cut ties with a couple of negative people that I've been friends with for a long time. Not just one, a few, but I just don't need this negativity in my life, and I wasn't really getting anything out of it. And sad to say, I don't really miss it. I don't miss those relationships. Yeah, there are many people that I haven't talked to that I really do like, and I really wish I had more time to spend with them. And again, it's not like that. Just because I don't miss a relationship doesn't mean I wish that person ill. They're not my enemies or anything, but I still feel like I can have interactions occasionally that are quite sincere, quite heartfelt, and give me what I need as a human being. So the other day, I was filling in for this teacher who's sick with the cancer operations. Right, I told you about this, and another teacher was, I should say, taking advantage of the fact that I was there to ask me some questions. And I had a really nice conversation with her. She's not terribly attractive. It's nothing like, you might think, I just want to bone her. No, it was nothing like that. It was just like, she was cute though. No, I just said that to be a dick, but I never thought about it. Okay. She's a mom. She's a new mom. So we both kind of bonded over being parents. Oh no, Adam, I'll go. But she asked me some grammar questions. She goes, my student wrote this answer. What do you think? Is it correct? And she's Japanese. So I answered her questions, and we had a 15-minute interaction that I came away with feeling very good about. Like, oh, that was really nice. I had a really nice conversation with her. And I don't even remember her name, to be honest. But she was cool. It was cool to talk with her. It was cool to hang out with her. Just for 15 minutes. And I got something out of it, even though we're not really friends. And we don't, I don't even remember her name. If you said it to me now, I go, yeah, that's her. But whiskey. Yeah, it's good. No, early time. So for those of you, and I was at the gym tonight, and I walked up to this guy that I recognized. You remember Brick? Brick, we did a live show before. No shot of, I don't have any checkdowns tonight. He showed me, he was talking about some friend of his at the gym, and he showed me his Instagram because the guy can bench. And let's call him 157 because he benches 157. So we're going to call it 157 is kilograms, by the way, which is over 300 pounds. And I saw him today, and I was like, I couldn't place him. I was like, I know this guy, but it took me a while. I was like, oh, maybe it's Brick's friend. So I went up to him and I said, hey, are you a friend of Brick, which is not his real name? And he said, oh yeah. We got to talking and we had a nice conversation. But he's not my friend. I like Brick a lot, but I haven't really talked to him in weeks, maybe a month. So, but I remember when I was younger being really disappointed by friendships. I felt like, I felt sad. I felt sad that certain friendships had, I don't know, had stopped. There was one guy I used to go to the Bottom Line bar and grill in Imaike all the time. And we'd sit at the bar, and the bartender was this old, I mean, not much older than me, but he was a long-term foreigner. Perfect Japanese, been here forever. Seen everything kind of guy. Named Andy. We'd always just hang out, and Andy would be kind of rude to everybody, but kind of friendly too. That kind of guy. He's kind of a dick, but he's kind of a cool guy too. And there was this one guy. I don't remember his name. I want to say his name was Tony, but it was kind of I think it was like a Filipino American guy who we were really like good friends. Like we'd get drunk together and hang out, and at night, hug each other and say goodnight. And then he got this girlfriend who didn't want him going to the bars anymore, so he kind of just cut ties with everybody. And I remember feeling really sad about that. And that kind of experience just happened again and again and again. I just lost friends. Even in college, I had a really good friend a roommate actually, James. And one day he smoked too much pot and suddenly snapped and said, I can't do this anymore, and just left. I never saw him again. He came back during the day when I wasn't there and took all his shit and left. It was just weird. It's his girlfriend. He didn't like where we were living. We were living in Jersey City. I didn't mind. I could care less where I live. Anyway. Elliot Page, SFA. I came out as trans. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying, but I will say this. I do get a lot from you guys. You are my friends. So that's what I wanted to get to. I realized that you provide me with an outlet. I mean, not a perfect outlet, but with an outlet for interaction, and I think that's important. Ed James made a lot of friends in the military. Was like a family. Still keep in touch and meet when we can. I envy that, and I've always wanted to have that kind of group of friends where we could all I've always wanted to even with my own brother, let's do this together. Let's open up a bar together, or have how I don't know if you guys remember, but maybe you don't. But Jim Belushi, I think, and those SNL guys back in the day, they used to rent a place in New York City, and it was like their clubhouse. They just go out and hang out sometimes, just get away from everybody and just hang out together. But I've always wanted to have something like that. But when I was growing up, I remember seeing my parents, and I would see them and say, wonder why they didn't have any friends. I mean, they did, but they would go out and stuff, I want to get to this guy's comment, but now that I'm older, I gotta say that your priorities change. I come home and I just have a great time hugging my son, hugging my daughter. My daughter wasn't very huggy tonight. She was in her own world playing. Oh yeah, my daughter Amelie, she's seen, I guess she knows that Santa Claus has a bag of toys, so she went and dumped all this. She found I don't even know where she got it, but she found this bag, this paper bag, big heavy paper bag, like a gift bag, and she dumped it all out. And she went and filled it full of her crap toys. And she's traipsing around the room with this bag over her shoulder saying, "I'm Santa Claus, I'm Santa Claus." It was funny as hell. And it's Amelie with A. It's an A, not E. Emily, Amelie. See? Yeah. So when I have like in the old days, Ben, when I first started my school, I would stay at my school till 10 p.m., 11 p.m., even 1 a.m. sometimes, just preparing lessons. And I had places I could go and have fun, but I like preparing my lessons, But now I just want to come home, spend some time with the kids before it's too late, because they gotta get in bed by 9. So I want to spend a little time with them. Yeah, the second kid is always a wild one. Yeah. Also, Michin Shin, which I hate your icon, man. Get a happier icon. Because you live stream whenever you feel like you want to talk to friends, but don't seem to have the right one, so you come to us. No. That's pretty good, but no. I mean, well, the other thing is I don't need. It's kind of, to be honest, it's kind of a pain in the ass to deal with friends too. Like if I were to call the Brick, by the way, lives near here. There's no reason I shouldn't hang out with him. He's a great guy. He's a fun guy. I love to buy him a million drinks. He's a fun guy. Okay. Hey, K-Cross. C-Cross. I don't know why I always call it K-Cross, but C-Cross. See you later. But I know that he's got to work early in the morning. So I don't want to, drag him out. Let's go have some beers. And where are we going to go anyway? You can't go. Everything's closed. I can't bring him here because we're just going to make noise and upstairs, This is the most noise I can make. I can control myself, and you're not making any noise. So, will you ever do meetups? I've done many meetups, FA. Is this guy new? Is FA new? Sammy Sin, you know about the expat community chat on Facebook? I belong to a few of them. Which one? Drop me a link to the one if you want. Yeah. It's convenient to be able to live stream and talk about things rather than depend on the availability of other people's schedules. Yeah, Kikansha Thomas. Yeah, exactly. So I like coming on and just talking to you guys. So I just wanted to do that. Yeah. Anyway, but the kids are great, and I'm in Japanese. They say oyabaka, which means someone who's thinks their kids are great and always kind of bragging about their kids and just in love with the kids. Very happy about the kids. Yeah, I'm kind of an oyabaka. I really enjoy my kids, and I love walking them to school when I have the time, when I can afford the time. And this week I can afford the time. So this week I'm walking them to school. Black Tenga, who needs friends? A 6-pack of beers and a bunch of classic Godzilla. No, you need French. You don't need friends, but you need friendship. And I think that the internet has provided us with that outlet. And if you can just be a sincere, confident person, you don't necessarily need dependable friends to be there for you all the time. You can, get what you need. You can't always like the Rolling Stone song goes. You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's a positive thing. So for those of you who need friends, just go out and be friendly with someone. Be sincere. Yeah. Okay. That's my message for you. I better get to bed because tomorrow morning I'm walking my kids to school. I'm looking forward to that. We had a great time today. It's mostly me just watching them, you know. They barely need me. Make sure they don't get run over by cars. You know. Do I have that Gimme a Breakman jingle? Let me see if it's in this computer. I'm using my laptop today. Let's see if it's in there. Good idea. Let's see if we can. Music. How about this one? Welcome you moron, it's time to learn. Knowledge is something you've got to earn. That's a itchy one. What's this one? What's this?
Wow, Kaz, your hair is so long. Yeah, it's past my shoulder.
What's that? Oh, no, I don't have that. Really? No, I don't have any of that music here in this computer. Sorry. But thanks. Good idea. Hey, Kiki Lang. I know, Kiki Lang, you're right. Your children are going to be independent so soon. Yeah, that's why I want to spend time with them. Kiki Lang, I love your comments. Oh, man, I wanted to actually talk about some of those comments that people left. I forgot. All right. Well, I'll be back soon. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate the company. Thanks. Yeah, that's all. And thanks for watching the last video and all the videos. I don't have any of the songs on this computer. It's Robert Ryan, sorry. I'd like to make some videos with Tomoko again, but I reached out to her, but she's never reached back, so I imagine she's busy herself. So I don't want to be a pain in the ass. When you're a guy and you're a pain in the ass, and you start coming off a little creepy. So I don't want to be that guy. So respect her personal space. Wish her well. And until the next time, I'll get my friendship in other places. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the friendship. Talk to you guys soon.